I commend my right honourable friend for his timely question. The right to protest is one of the foundations of our freedom. From the Chartists to the suffragettes, the civil rights movement to anti-apartheid, all of those victories were won by citizens uniting against injustice, making their voice heard. And Extinction Rebellion and the school climate strikers are doing just that. And I too thank the police for the way in which they have policed the demonstrations on the whole with good humour. I was delighted to meet the demonstrators at Marble Arch yesterday, and I thank them for speaking the truth. Many of us listened to Greta Thunberg earlier today. She spoke about truth. The truth that we're in the midst of an ecological and climate emergency. And she also spoke about our refusal, our fear to acknowledge the truth that stopping this catastrophe requires a complete rethink in the way that we run our economy, so that GDP growth is no longer the touchstone. We are on track for catastrophic levels of global warming. Yet in the UK, we pride ourselves on the 40% reductions in emissions we say we've achieved below 1990 levels, whilst achieving a 72% increase in GDP. But the truth is out there. School children are teaching it to us. Those figures do not include aviation or shipping emissions. They do not include our imports or exports, and they've largely come from the Clean Power Directive in the European Union, which forced us to announce an end to coal-fired power stations. That's why thousands of our school children are on climate strike. They know that we are not acting with the speed and the seriousness that the climate emergency demands. So I ask the Minister, will she listen to the voice of Extinction Rebellion and of our own children? I echo the call from my right honourable friend. Will she join my party in declaring a national environmental and climate emergency and commit to bringing forward the government's response to the Committee on Climate Change's recommendations to achieve net zero urgently when they are published shortly? Will she do more to engage with the public in tackling the climate crisis? Because it's clear that our citizens need to be in the driving seat for a sustainable future. And will she work with Treasury colleagues and the Bank of England to address what Mark Carney has identified as climate-related financial risks and make the emissions curve and natural capital the key elements of our future economic viability? Because we know that however disruptive the climate demonstrations may have been in this past few weeks to businesses, they pale into insignificance against the capacity of climate disasters to wipe out human prosperity and human life itself.
Minister.